You're watching the Star Trek episode that holds the all-time record for crew casualties. If you notice, all the actors wearing red shirts get killed, except, of course, for Scotty, since the Star Trek cast regulars couldn't be killed. New crewmen, portrayed by bit players or stuntmen, had to be the victims. Keep track of the red shirts, and you too can predict who will be the next to go in this or any other episode, followed by McCoy's inevitable pronouncement, "He's dead, Jim."
Scotty is 99% James Doohan and 1% accent. Of course, I never thought that I was that good an engineer. I had only done that accent one show before, and that was one episode of Hazel. To me, I just played myself with a Scottish accent.
But you don't really have one.
Only when I get paid for it, dearie.
Job.
It was a job.
It was a job. You know, you're not getting the #1 Trekkie here.
We weren't very optimistic about, you know, the script or the show.
And I think that they just got lucky with the show.
I've always joked about it. Yes, I feel that I'm responsible for Star Trek's success because I was the guest star on the pilot.
I'm the only Klingon ever with a Brooklyn accent.
I was, I guess, officially the first person killed on Star Trek.
Arn Darvin. I thought it was like a Jewish holiday, and Arn Darvin to you, too.
Don't worry about it, kid. We're gonna freeze you and bring you back. And he never did.
Yeah, I'd never thought of that. Gee, maybe it really was me.
A script came by one day about a woman whose fiancé was lost in the stars somewhere. And she was a doctor, and she wanted to sign on board the ship to go out and find her fiancé. And so I thought, Gene, I can play this part. But once after a network has said, no, I mean, we don't want you.
Death can make a signal.
They don't want to see you pop up again, certainly not in a running role, not in any role, really. I bleached my hair that night and lightened up eyebrows and everything. I went into the office early, and I sat there talking to Penny, his secretary. And in he walks, like just looks at me, says hi, looks at Penny, says hi, and into the office he walks. And I said, well, I mean, I really blew that one. There wasn't even any difference to him. And he comes back out again, and he puts some papers and a couple of instructions on her desk. And he looks over again, just with a nod, and goes back in, and then it happened. Then the door opens again, he says, Majel? And I said, Gene, if I can fool you, I can fool NBC. And he said, yeah, I guess so.
We were a small, struggling studio, Desilu, owned by Lucille Ball. I worked for Lucy. Lucy empowered me to get the studio going, and I went and tried my best to get it going. One of the shows I started with was Star Trek.
So that's nice material.
Frankly, it did not work. As we all know, Star Trek, after the end of the third year, was canceled, and everyone lost money.
Now listen, sweetheart, the Federation's moving in. We're taking over. You play ball, we'll cut you in for a piece of the pie. You don't, you're out. All the way out, you know what I mean?
Desilu lost money. Desilu was then Paramount. Paramount lost money. NBC lost money.
No. The Federation can't get connected with a small-time operation like this.
So, I mean, it was not a bunch of guys in a room saying...
And I've spent the other 9/10 of our combined salaries for the last 3 days on filling this order for you.
Philosophically, what we should do is go and do something for the betterment of mankind. We weren't. We were out to make a buck, okay? I mean, that's very important that audiences, that fans understand that.
The phaser is to the crew of the Enterprise what the Colt 45 was to the Frontier Cowboy. We never left home without it. But how much does a phaser cost? Well, you can run down to the local gun shop and ask, or you can check the old records. How about $7,000 for 8 of them? That's what the original props cost. And they weren't very good, flat and ugly. Didn't even shoot a beam of light. The prop boys tried that on other models, but under the bright lights of the set, no flashlight beam would be visible. We didn't have laser beams then, so the phaser's visible rays had to be added optically. We went through a number of different designs, but the simplest was still the best.